Welcome into Penn State Sports Night. I'm Kelly Warner along with Matt McLaughlin. We're a few weeks into the NBA season, which means it's the perfect time to talk about our early reactions. So Matt, tell me, what teams do you already think have cause for concern or would even venture to say are at risk of missing the playoffs?
We're going to start up north with the Boston Celtics. Losing Jaylen Brown, one half of the dynamic duo with Jason Tatum, will be huge for this team because they have very little depth. Outside of Brown and Tatum, they have no 20-point-per-game scorers. Robert Williams has been solid down low, but overall they're just lacking the scoring punch needed to complement both Tatum and Brown. And Jason Tatum is not helping matters. He makes me look like this on the TV when I watch Celtics games. He's shooting a career-low 32.7% from three to start off in just the first 10 games of the season. Not good, not nearly helping your team. And as Marcus Smart said, teams are defensively game planning for just Brown and Tatum exclusively. So you're leaving three guys basically on the bench in a 5-on-5 game. That's not helping matters. But let's go out west. The team that's really giving me cause for concern, the LA Lakers. The Russell Westbrook experiment is failing horrendously at this moment. He shot 1 for 13 from the field. In an NBA game, this man shot 1 for 13. He looked like me in a CYO game. It was bad. And that's not helping matters when he's constantly turning the ball over. And as a team, they are turning the ball over way too much, averaging over 16 turnovers per game. The offense isn't there. They're relying on a past his prime Carmelo Anthony to carry the offense. I love me some Melo, but he can't be your number one option. And LeBron James' health is major cause for concern. He's already missing games with an ankle injury, an abdominal injury. So really, what is this team going to do outside of Anthony Davis and Carmelo Anthony when LeBron isn't on the field or on the floor? Excuse me. But with the Lakers, they got to make some moves. They got to pick up some waiver wire acquisitions. I think one player to keep an eye on when he does come back is Kendrick Nunn. This guy balled out with the Miami Heat, was really one of the stars of their prospect system with Pat Riley. You know, Pat Riley loves a hard worker, and Nunn was that. I think he was a huge loss for the Heat, but for the Lakers, he could be a huge boost at the playmaker spot, which they desperately need from a young gun with energy and legs.
Yeah, the Celtics, I think that maybe even if they do make it in the playoffs, they're going to go nowhere like they have the past couple of seasons. But the Lakers, I definitely think are the most concerning right now. The injuries, they're going to keep plaguing them, but knowing LeBron and the Lakers, they'll find a way to the playoffs, but also don't know if they'll make much of a run.
And with the Celtics, it's so strange because I remember Gordon Hayward getting signed, you get Kyrie Irving. This is supposed to be the super team. Gordon Hayward's horrendous leg injury a few years back derails that completely. And seeing pictures of Kyrie Irving in a Boston Celtics jersey is like seeing Joe Montana in a Chiefs jersey. I almost don't believe it's real.
Yeah, and I'll say I've never been a Russell Westbrook fan, so I'm not surprised he hasn't done much to help the Lakers. While those teams are facing problems, others are picking up right where they left off. Which teams do you think can sustain their excellent start so far?
Well, sticking with the Northeast, we're going to go with the Philadelphia 76ers. There were, of course, we all know the chatter around Ben Simmons. Is he going to be with this team? Is he not? Reports this morning and this afternoon suggest that he is meeting with a medical doctor to help with his mental health. They said has really kept him from playing. But this guy, Joel Embiid, he is the best center in the NBA, and he's not even hitting full stride. His points per game are down, but his rebound and assist numbers are up. If they can get the big man going, and now he's tested positive for COVID-19 as of this morning, which is a huge blow to this squad with number one seed in the East and finals aspirations. But if you're the Sixers, you'd rather take that punch early in the season rather than later. And with guys like Furkan Korkmaz and Gorgeous Niang are stepping up in ways that we did not see from the supporting cast last year. I love Tyrese Maxey. He is a chippy point guard that will go into the paint and go in with the big trees down low and finish. And that is why I love this team. 8-2 to start the season. Can't ask for a much better start if you're Philly. And sticking out west again, Golden State. I mean, I enjoyed 2 years of NBA where Golden State wasn't dominating the league, and now they look like they're back, and this is without Klay Thompson. That guy, Steph Curry, he's lighting up teams, and this is a down year compared to what he was last year. Last year he was averaging 32 points per game. Now he's down to 25. Oh, a bad 25. Oh no, Warriors fans, the sky's falling. But with the Warriors, Jordan Poole averaging 18 points per game, No one could have seen that coming. And you add Klay Thompson back into the fold soon. He's resumed 3-on-3 activities. If you add him back into the fold, this team's already 8-1. Who knows what they could do, because now Draymond Green gets back into the role that he's used to. Who knows? James Wiseman is a name that I think most fans forgot about and how good he can be when he's on the floor and healthy and hitting his stride. This team is dangerous. I do not believe in the Utah Jazz. I believe Rudy Gobert is the most overrated defensive player in the NBA. Dallas has a lot of question marks outside of Luka Doncic. Phoenix has not looked like what they were last year. A lot of question marks in the West. If I'm going to pick a guy, I'm going to go with the Chef.
Yeah, I will say it was kind of nice to give some other teams a chance, but it's also nice to see Steph back. You know, you got to love to see it. And the Sixers, I think their biggest issue, and I mean, hate to play devil's advocate, but you have to. If Joel Embiid stays healthy, that's usually their biggest question mark. But besides that, like you said, the supporting players have been pulling their weight, so the Sixers should be able to get back to where they were. Just hopefully they do a little better in the playoffs than last time.
And I know NBA fans are probably saying, oh, why the Warriors are winning again. I don't mind when Steph's draining threes and celebrating and all that stuff, but when they were running teams off the floor, that with Kevin Durant as your small forward, that's when I was like, okay, well, why am I watching NBA basketball in the first place?
Either way, I think the playing field is a little more open, and luckily we have plenty of season left to go and plenty more opportunities to talk about these teams and more. So be sure to follow along with Penn State Sports Night for the rest of the NBA season, along with your other favorite sports. For Matt McLaughlin, I'm Kelly Warner. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also, follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.